How to get a business loan with bad credit and even no collateral needed. Hi, welcome in. This is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions, and I'm going to cut right into this. So I can help you get between 5,000 to 100,000 in a line of credit that you can use as you choose. Withdraw those funds whenever you would like to and get your business moving forward. But the question is, how do you do it with bad credit? I'm sure you've looked at other places and you're like, well, they're requiring a 600 credit score with this amount in revenue, these documents, I don't qualify for that. What can finally help me? And if you haven't, I'm going to show you that right now. So through the David Allen Capital Link program is what I strongly recommend you go through. We can pull from the best lenders and find you the best offer available on the market from those best lenders. And again, like I said, would you like to get between 5,000 to 100,000? And the more you get, I'm sure it would feel the better for you. Perhaps you don't need as much. So I'm going to cover a few details in here. So it's very simple and fast. You can receive a decision in 1 business days and as fast as 1 hour, requiring only a soft credit pull and as low as a 550 FICO credit score. Yes, you heard that right. It is a 550, and that is in a lot of cases considered bad credit. And you're probably like, well, I'm not at that. Stick with me. I'll show you an alternative. Perhaps you're looking for something else as well on top of that. But fueling business growth, we specialize in small business and want to secure you a line of credit to help fuel your business however you feel like you can use it. Better fee structure, simple to understand, draw fees and balance fees with 0 penalties and big savings for early payoff discounts. And I've left a separate video that I made down below in the description, so you can check that one out if you would like to. That covers it all in more detail. But let's continue moving forward. And again, everything you need to know will be in that description down below, so make sure to get started there. So how does a revolving line of credit work? Let's move this over. Somehow it looks like the screen got bigger. A revolving business line of credit allows you to draw the funds against it as your discretion up to the credit limit that you've been approved for, because it is revolving. As you pay it back, those funds are put back into the account. So for example, you get approved for 100,000 and you only want to use 10,000 of that. Well, you only pay interest on what you take out, a withdrawal fee, or sometimes even a monthly fee, depending on how you use it, short or longer term. Different lenders have different requirements and qualifications. But let's say you pay off that 10,000 with that interest, then it's revolving because you can put it back into the account of the original 100K and it stays in there, which I released not too long ago. It may be in the description. If not, it'll be there in time, but how to get a 100K line of credit. And it's similar to the video you're seeing here. So receive approval up to 100K. At the moment, it could be more. And you now have money reserved and available. You can use it whenever you would need to, and you only pay interest on the funds you take out. And as opposed to it being a lump sum where you may use it for a certain project or certain projects, and you know where that is being used, a line of credit, let's say you have cash flow problems or for an emergency, maybe you have another job you want to take on, but you don't have the funds for the machinery for that type of job, et cetera. There's a lot of reasons why, but I believe every business owner should have a line of credit at some point, because even if you don't use it, it's there. And when something happens, guess what? Yes, you will have the funds, and take them out as you can. Take them out as you'd like and use them whenever, whatever season. And you can draw all or portions of your money as you need it up to the approval amount that you've been given. You have up to 1 year to repay any draws as you take out. So it can be between 6 to 9 to 12 months. Obviously, a lot of us want the 12 months. Automatically weekly repayment. You repay the drawn funds via an automatic weekly repayment, which covers the principal plus the interest, which I'll get into in a little bit shortly. You can prepay with 0 penalties plus big savings, as opposed to a lot of other places where that may not be offered. New draws and revolving limit. Draw more money as you need up to the approval amount. Your weekly payment is adjusted to cover repayment of the new balance. As you pay back, those funds become available for you to use. Once more, qualifications: 1 year's plus worth in business anywhere in the US. If you're not, maybe Puerto Rico, Canada, elsewhere, I'll leave some alternative options for you down below. A 500 personal FICO credit score is all that we're asking for there. So you can see how you can get a line of credit with bad credit. And if you even wanted a lump sum, we can do that with bad credit as well, as little as a 500, sometimes even a 450 and above. I'll show you some of those, but more of that will be down below in the description if you want to learn about those options. 15,000 plus in monthly revenue. If you're not doing that, you might want to try our working capital advance. If in business less than 2 years or in your business resides in these types of states, and I won't start naming them, but you can see they're on screen, then your FICO score must be at least a 600 and above. Qualification is also based on other criteria, including but not limited to financial strength of business, average daily balance, number of non-sufficient funds, etc. So it all stays the same, similar to getting about a lump sum. So take that into account, 550, 600, if those, if you meet that criteria there. But over here, business line of credit, just some important details about it, and it'll be explained in the other video as well, if not all in here. Credit line, right now at the time of me making this, between 5,000 to 100,000. So to get the most, we usually lend from 10 to 15% of your annual gross sales. So if you wanted 100,000, we're looking at you having to do at least $1 million in annual gross sales, and you can just do some of the numbers back from there. I won't get into all of that. But if you would like to get a more personalized and customized approach in a setting where I can show you your best funding option and options, then I have a questionnaire. The one you're seeing here looks like this, more or less. You can fill out down below in the description. Very simple, straightforward, fast. Should not take any longer than 30 seconds or so if you have this there. And just a little bit about us and so forth, how it works. It'll look like that, more or less, okay? So simply fill it out. It lands into my email inbox, where then I will analyze, evaluate, and then reply back to you via email on your best funding option and options, very thoroughly broken down. Qualifications, how it works, the numbers, bonus tips, bonus material, bonus stuff, lessons, and conclusions on what I would do and what you should do, even if you don't qualify for something now. And then there are alternative routes out there. I'm sure you've heard of building business credit, getting access to credit cards, and being able to get lines of credits that way. That's another one. I'll leave more information on building business credit down below in the description. You can pick up a free video series to get access over $250,000 in business funding that is not tied to your social security number or a personal credit check, and even sometimes not even a personal guarantee. So that information will be down there below in the description. So I'm going to round up the video in a second, but there's also the up to 2 million program. So if you don't qualify for the line of credit, we can try to evaluate you for a funding. And this is more where you get a lump sum. And then we also have an up to 25K same day instant approval program with as little as a 450 FICO, 5,000 plus monthly bank revenue, business checking account, 6+ months in business, all industries are included. But a commonality you're seeing is the time in business is important to get a line of credit. Very rarely do you see startup funding giving you a line of credit, unless we could, unless you have strong enough revenue, not strong enough revenue, more strong enough of a credit score, usually 700. Sometimes we can approve for 680 above. Verify some type of verifiable income, 50,000 in annual sales, taxes and or pay stubs, W2, etc. And some trade lines built, then we can get you access to a different line of credit hybrid, and then perhaps we can open that up to more credit cards and stuff like that. But there are these options on the table. More of this will be down below in the description, so you can view them individually and find out more information. But to get started with your line of credit program, I'll leave more information down there below. Perhaps it takes you directly here, or it can take you to a video, but I would get started with them. If you meet those qualifications, just know that revenue definitely helps you here. So if we drop the credit score to a 550, we're looking at least 15,000 in a month in revenue. And the stronger revenue you have, the better it can allow you to get approved for what you want. And just understand that there's an underwriting process to all of this. And if you don't get everything you need, we can always try to increase it over time. We can try to add on funding on top of that. And the positions aren't the same. So funding, MCAs or cash advances, whatever, they're different positioning. So they're not always correlated. But yeah, that is going to conclude everything in this video. If you have any questions, comments, or, oh wait, did I not go through this? Yes, before I forget, I'm sure you were thinking this. So credit line of 5,000 to 100,000 to draw from your convenience, automatic weekly repayments, easy to understand draw fees, balance fees when drawing funds or maintaining the balance owed, no prepayment penalties, plus big savings with early payoff. There's no collateral required in this. I know there are some instances where you may be requesting more than 100,000, and there are some lines of credits out there, but for the most cases, you won't always need to do that, and you won't always qualify for it. And what I recommend is you can take as much as you would like here and go with it, and then you can always get a lump sum, but not all the time do you need the most. So automatic weekly repayments, as I said earlier, you can lower your weekly payments by drawing out more. Longer terms can keep your payment down. Balance fee is anywhere around 1% per week of the balance. So for every week you have it open, you are charged a 1% fee on the remaining balance. And it can also be as low as 69%, and it can be as high as 1.39% per week. Withdrawal fees can be anywhere from 0 to 3%, depending on your file. If you are in it for the long term and want a small monthly fee instead, we can try to do that with some lenders. They will give you a monthly fee, like 20, 30 or so dollars for you to maintain it for the long term. Otherwise, the withdrawal fee is added because you're using it as a bridge loan and you're not probably going to use it for the long term. So withdrawal fees can be anywhere from 0 to 3%, as I mentioned. 69% to 1.39% interest. Cost of funds is what it is. For example, let's say you get approved for 20,000 and withdraw at the minimum of 1,000 with a 3% draw fee, which is 1,300, and then divided by the 6 or 9 or 12 months, depends on what you get. So 6, 9 to 12 months terms. So we divide the 1,300 into the weeks within the month. So let's say you get 12 months, which is 52 weeks, then that's $25 plus the cost of capital is the interest. If it's at 69 cents, which tends to be the lowest, then you pay $94 per week. So I got these numbers from taking the principal of 1,000 with your draw of a 3% with which you owe 1,300 on your balance. That's the total balance. Then divided that by the 52 weeks because you got 12 months, and then figured out your interest or cost of capital is, in other words, to be 69 cents. This number is given to you. So you'll know that. It's kind of like an amortization thing that I don't want to get into. It's not something you really need to know about. So 1,300 divided by the 52 weeks equals 25 plus the 69 cents times 100, which is $25 plus $69, and that's $94 per week. So you see how we got there. You'll be paying until you fully used up your principal of that initial 1,000 without the actual interest. I don't want to confuse you on this. Hope it makes a little bit sense. I know it can sound a bit confusing the first time you hear it, but this is just how it works. And it's a great way to look at it. And it can be cost effective as opposed to getting a lump sum in a lot of cases. It's an amortization thing and how it's calculated. And the qualifications, again, 15,000 plus per monthly revenue, 550 plus owner's FICO credit score, 1 year's worth of business. So that will conclude everything from me in this video. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of this. You understood how to, and you understand now how to get a business line of credit with bad credit and what some of those underwriting processes, not entirely, but you got an idea of how we're looking at it, calculating it, and what it can come out to be and how it can greatly benefit you as opposed to getting a lump sum, or a lump sum if you're not in a place where cash flow is helpful, or you're going to feel like you put yourself in a strainful situation that you can't get out of, then a line of credit may be your best route. And especially that you don't have to use it all at once. You can take it out as you choose. But in instances where a lump sum, if you know the projects you're going to be using it to, how you're going to inject it into your business, you don't need to have the line of credit to be using for. You just want to know how you can use that. Possibly get approved for more. We can get you up to $2 million incredibly fast funding within a days of approval, 1 or 2 days, as well as it being deposited as much as a week, depending on your file. We can do that as well. And we also have an up to 25K today program with Bank Breezy here, with some simple qualifications in there with low credit scores. And all this will be left down below in the description. You can view some video content on it and learn how to get started, as well as the questionnaire. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please voice them to me. I'm more than happy to hear from you. And this will be one of the fastest, if not the fastest way to get a hold of me. Just fill out some simple funding details. I'm going to get back to you via email. Make sure it's thorough. Read it before you fill it out. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with. Another thing too, very quickly, I know if you're a startup looking for a line of credit, perhaps we can do that, and or a term loan, an unsecured term loan credit, unsecured term loan, through the startup / personal loan. So it's another alternative, but you have to have high enough of a credit score to get there. And again, just lost my train of thought of that. The trade lines and a few other things in there. Sorry about that. But yeah, that'll conclude everything from me. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And click that notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with. And if you got value out of this, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with others who you feel will get value out of this, that have bad or even good credit and need help getting funding. So that'll conclude everything from me. Talk to you soon.